scale from 1 to 10, how excited were you when you realized that The War of the Rohirrim was going to be an anime?
You know, it just depends because...
I thought you were excited about this.
No, I am very excited, but just like animation style is awesome. When it was announced that it was animated, I was like, heck yes, because the suspension of disbelief goes so far because you can do the Legolas jumping on a horse and it'll look better animated. You know, you can as good as
they tried so hard.
They tried for 2002, 2003. It looked as good as it was gonna look.
I guess.
And you can say the same thing when he takes down the Oliphant, but you can do that in animation and it's gonna look clean and crisp. But yeah.
The room for error and CGI-ish is lower.
Spear shall be shaken, shield shall be splintered, a sword day, a red day, and the sun rises. Like, this is the perfect story, or like people to tell an animated story about, is like crazy horsemen, Norse horsemen that do insane things with horses, are constantly fighting. Like, this is awesome. So I'm fully on board. But, like, even in the style of anime, I love, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen and, like, Demon Slayer and stuff. But, like, One Piece I have trouble getting into, even though I've seen amazing clips. And I know
that's
people...
even more stylized, though, isn't it?
That's the thing, is that, like, I just don't like the style of animation. I'm like, oh, you know, it's just not for me. Like, I've watched, you know, a good handful of episodes, and I just couldn't really get into the art style of it. And that might be because it's dated. But then even going to recent stuff, like Disney's What If... I like some of the stories they tell, but that 3D animation is very, like, quick turnover and a little bit cheaper, so they use it. I'm like, sometimes it looks like, Captain America, where are we going? It's like, okay, cool.
I had no idea how the One Piece animation looked until I saw who has been cast for season 2, and that looks wild. Those characters look insane.
Yes, like, they do.
But I'm with you, yeah. At this, like, you... Or I'm all for animation and anime styles not being static, but if it doesn't suit your stylistic tastes, then I can respect that for sure. Yeah. So let me ask you another question. I don't even know if I asked you a question, but what do you know about the War of the Rohirrim going into this? Because I'm pretty dark.
I don't know anything. Okay. I don't know the plot. I don't know if really anybody did. Like, we saw those stills, and I was like, okay, those look cool, but that's about it. I think
people who know the book, or, you know, who know Silmarillion or something, may have more knowledge about what this war is, and, you know, we're just Lord of the Rings people. Like, yeah, you did Silmarillion a little bit, right? Or
I've read it. I read it like either in high school or college. So like,
was there
it's been a while.
Rohirrim war in
Not
it?
that I can think of. Maybe they mentioned it in somewhere in the appendices.
Right.
But other than that, I do not know if this is total quote unquote fan fiction. I don't like calling it fan fiction, but like a new story from the world of Middle Earth. But I don't know if it's like, you know, oh, this is based on this, and they're just, you know, in the same way House of the Dragon is based on Fire and Blood, but that's basically like a he said, she said thing, and they're creating this dramatic narrative from like a first person perspective rather than a third person omniscient perspective.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to get ahead of the people that are going to be like, which we love your comments, but if you're like, they didn't know that this was the history, or they don't know who these people are, it's also okay to like not know and use this as our entry point to learn as something. So that's how I'm going to view this. I already am in Middle Earth. I already love the Rohirrim, you know, Team Theoden, let's go. And I know it's not them, but like I love that family. So if you're going to give me more content about that, I'm in. So I'm just preempting that judgment if possible.
I think so. And I think animation also skates over like, oh, why didn't we get, you know, post-war Éomer and Éowyn or something like that? Or like pre-war Theoden or, you know, something like that, where it's like getting people love their same stuff. They fear change a lot.
Look at Star Trek, current era Star Trek.
Look at Star Wars.
Now.
They just canceled The Acolyte. Now, was that the best show? No. Was it a good show? No. But did they have to cancel it? I don't know, man. They were trying something. I respect a big swing no matter what it is. Like, I just watched the trailer for Megalopolis, and a trailer that's already been pulled because I don't know who cut together the trailer, but like the fake quotes about how bad The Godfather and Apocalypse Now was, like, yeah, those are all fake.
I didn't watch the trailer, but the trailer starts. What they said is,
because like this has been like a very troubled production. He's been trying to make this movie for like over 20 years.
I don't know anything about this except for that the trailer got pulled. I don't know nothing.
So Francis Ford Coppola, director of The Godfather, Godfather 2, Apocalypse Now, is obviously his holy trinity of like really good movies. He's been trying to make this movie for like 20 something years.
Cool.
He has put up his estates. This is all his money. Like, this is all him. He is going all in on this movie. And even after he made it, one, obviously, like a troubled production with COVID, the writer's strike, everything like that. Like, it took a long time to get made. And then on top of that, it wasn't going to get distributed. Like, no studio was picking up for distribution.
No.
So it finally got picked up by, I think, Lionsgate. And so the trailer, it starts with these quotes of like, oh, this movie was bad about The Godfather. Oh, it didn't know what it wanted to be about Apocalypse Now. So, his next big adventure from Francis Ford Coppola. But it turns out, all those quotes don't exist. They're for other movies. And so...
Oh my God.
In the age of everyone's gonna Google everything and fact check everything, like, I was just listening to a podcast about Rudy, and how, like, a lot of that story is made up in a movie we should have watched instead of fucking Encino Man, but that's a different podcast. It's like, this was disproven within hours. I watched the trailer, like, when I woke up. I was like, oh, let me watch this. I want to watch this movie. Let me see what it's about. I've heard so much about it. And it looks a little bit odd, but you know what? I'll watch it. But then within hours, they're like, these quotes don't exist. Like, these aren't about The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and then the trailer got pulled off the internet.
Oh my God, it's embarrassing.
It's really embarrassing. I'm still going to go watch the movie.
Yeah.
And like I said, this all goes back to I respect a big swing, and this is the biggest of swings that he is putting up, like, I think it's like $100 million of his own money or something insane like that. So...
I'm curious to see where that $100 million went. That's the only thing. I mean, it's Adam Driver, though. You can't strap me down to a chair to make me watch that guy. I'd do it, you know.
Yeah.
I'd watch him. Anyway, now you're like, I thought we were going to watch the trailer of the War of the Rohirrim. Yes, we're going to do that right now. Ben and I are going to live react. Buckle up, because we don't know shit about this.
Very excited to watch this. I've been waiting. Like, I didn't think this movie was going to get, like, I kept hearing about it, and it was animated, and it was like, does this actually exist? In this age of movies, we never know, but let's get into it.
We're doing real. It. It's real. It's real.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
I didn't know it was Peter Jackson.
I think he's producing it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All Middle-earth knows the tale of the War of the Ring. But 200 years before that...
Riders of the Mark! Brothers of Rohan!
There was an older tale.
Arise!
Is it Aragorn?
To strengthen Rohan.
Hedda, daughter of Helm, I, Wolf, seek your hand in marriage.
Our fathers speak as if I were not even in the room. I do not want to marry you.
You do not seek an alliance. You seek a throne.
Oh, who's that voice? I recognize that voice.
I don't know.
You will live to regret this, old man. He's dead. You will pay for this with your life.
Dang. Got punches hard.
The boy I knew would never wish for war.
The boy you knew is gone.
Fire!
There's so many of them. I pledged to fight
Another
for my
Oliphant.
king.
You know nothing of war.
I'm the fastest rider you have.
Oh,
People
shit.
need hope, Hera. Something to believe in.
Hera?
Oh.
My pride. My joy.
Oh, no.
Watcher in the water?
The world.
Oh, girl climbing a
Afraid of you.
ice mountain. It's woke.
You should be.
Is that a wedding dress?
Oh. Okay, I'm in.
What does mortal want with rings?
See that. Don't end like that.
That's
though.
how you. That's where you start doing your normal complaint, like the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah,
honor.
this is like a Song of Ice and Fire. This is like the Mandalorian, like Luke Skywalker coming in. Like
We don't need it.
Perfect. I'm okay with like the kind of the wonky transitions at the beginning of like, you need to let people know, remember Lord of the Rings? This is Lord of the Rings. There's Eowyn, there's Gandalf, the Rohan, all that stuff. Do you remember it? Okay, now we're doing that story. 200 years, in the same way House of the Dragon did, the first episode, 200 years before Daenerys Targaryen was born.
Right.
Exactly how you do it. I'm okay with that. I don't need some like subplot. Cat.
Your cat.
Yeah, just like one stretch beyond my monitor. It's like, I don't need some, random golem orc-looking dudes with a pouch full of rings. I don't need it. But other than that, I thought the animation looked good. The CGI always sticks out in like 2D anime works. Like when the bridge came down, like the makeshift bridge.
But it's a choice.
It's a choice, and like it probably saves time from like hand drawing like frame by frame a bridge falling down. But
Sure.
the Watcher in the water taking the Oliphant, oh my gosh, put that in my veins right now.
Yeah, I wonder. I hope we didn't just see all the highlights of the story. I don't think we did, but like those were big moments that they just showed us. That's a big breach. That's a really cool breaching tool.
Yeah,
And showing us Oliphants is pretty big deal. And revealing the Watcher in the water, that's also a pretty big deal. So hopefully they're leaving some things to be experienced.
I think they are.
But we just don't know is my point. Like
For sure. I think that I don't know how many trailers they're going to do for this, but in the same way, we got like a 4-minute Comic-Con trailer of Rings of Power, and then like, the last trailer we reacted to, the pure action, pure adrenaline, Fast and Furious trailer we reacted to. I don't know if we're going to get that for this, but I'm kind of in on the story of just like another Eowyn type figure that,
Right.
It's a really good transition of like showing Eowyn being the warrior woman of the story of Lord of the Rings, and then transitioning into yet another Rohan warrior woman. And I like that. And the fact, like, your call of like, is that a wedding dress? Like, do they get to the wedding and it's like a setup or an ambush? I like that. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the exact moment I was in though too, but 200 years, very Lord of the Rings, giving us some pretense for what's going on. I kind of want to watch it again, but
I'm definitely going to watch it again for sure.
Yeah, I had no idea what this was going to be about, and now I'm so excited, and I really have a feeling it could be a classic. I'm curious what the runtime's going to be too. I doubt they have that sorted yet. But what I really love about the style is that it kind of pays homage to like the Rankin Bass a little bit. It kind of looks like it could have come out of the 70s is my point.
Yeah.
But with much updated like quality. It looks great. It looks really great.
That's like there's definitely even in like your favorite animes, when they do a theater release movie, there's a theatrical release budget behind these things. And so like the quality of animation goes up to where like, you see it even like in the trailer where like, oh, there's someone statically talking. We're going to do statically talking and just have the mouth move and like maybe go behind them when they're talking to somebody so we don't have to animate the mouth or something like that. They do fun things to save money, but when it's a movie, they're like, okay, we're all in on this, so let's go all in on this. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I honestly don't have much more to say except for it'll be interesting to have another cool well-represented female in Middle-earth. I made a joke that kind of distracted me from the trailer that, like, basically she was climbing the ice wall like Galadriel did. That, like, basically pissed off all the woke dudes or anti-woke dudes. So I just was busy making a joke there, but that looks cool.
I'm glad it's going to theaters. Like, we're still in an age where, you know, even Twisters, which is doing still like $1 million a weekend, is like already on VOD, like 3 weeks after release. And it's like, okay, why? I don't know, but whatever.
And you know what? That's probably the only situation under which I would watch it. But this, if it only went to VOD, it wouldn't have the same import. It just wouldn't. It would have gone as like, oh, hey, here's a special about the movie we like.
Yeah,
you know,
like I love all the DC animated movies, but like they're fun. Like, and I don't take them too seriously. There's some cool stuff in there, and I enjoy them. But I'll watch them when I watch them. This seems like appointment viewing for me. Like, I will be there opening weekend.
There's prestige. Oh yeah. Alex. I think it's Christmas, right? So so there you go. Welcome back to your tradition, our tradition. And hopefully you guys are planning on seeing it in the movie theaters. We'll definitely be talking about it once it is released. We do a podcast that has a weekly episode. Right now, we are building up to Rings of Power. Yes, we are the kind of people that like Rings of Power, not without its criticisms, but
plenty of criticisms.
Oh yeah, but overall, we like it. We're really stoked for season 2. You get to check out a couple of our trailer reacts, like Ben mentioned. Or you can join us for free on our Patreon, so you get updated when the new episode drops on YouTube or Patreon. Ben, what should they do if they watch this video?
Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this video, because this was
let
like
Ben know.
Yeah. No, at me, dog. But yeah, like, you know, even I did like a Geeks with Shield podcast, and Ulrich was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta get sad tomorrow," because I mentioned the trailer, and I was like, "Okay, dude." But yeah, just I'm curious of what your guys' reaction is to like being animated, what the plot of the story was, because we were in the dark about this, and I don't know how much the general public knew about what the story was, other than animated Rohan movie.
Yeah, so. I feel like Nerd of the Rings knew a lot, but like he's probably the only person.
What doesn't that guy know, though?
Yeah, exactly. He's invited to like consult on everything at this point. I'm going to do a retroactive shout out to one of our subscribers at the $10 tier who gets a shout out at the end of our episodes. This is a bonus content episode, but we forgot to do it during our last podcast. So shout out to Arsenal Roy 2K, aka Jesse Glassby.
Just say Arsenal Roy 2K.
I know, but I really want to get it right. People like the sound of their own name. You know? What's my name? Say my name, Ben.
No.
Thank you so much. And until next time.
May our paths meet again, Jesse Glassby. See how easy that is?